Welcome to our show, The Word Out West. It's your host, V. And to my right, our special guest, Sharon Parker. Thank you for joining us today. And then to my other right, my co-host, Mike. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Good to be back.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, we are pretty much in our 10th episode today.
It's wild.
That is way wild. We're so happy to have you here, Siobhan.
Oh, thank you.
So, welcome, Chicago. It's almost springtime today. We have an interesting topic today for our show, and we're going to be talking with Siobhan about her work as the program director at Catholic Charities. She wants to talk about a little bit of her program's offerings and how it's battling the opioid crisis out west. So again, thanks for being here, Siobhan.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about your work at Catholic Charities and what's a typical workday for you.
Well, I wear many hats.
Wow.
I am the program director for the adolescent and adult parenting programs at Catholic Charities at the Jadano E. Ford Center in the south side of Chicago.
Okay.
This particular program that we're talking about today is called Transforming Lives.
Okay.
It's a program for moms, pregnant moms and parenting moms who have opiate addictions. Okay. We are really trying to help them. Our overall goal, right, is to have a healthy baby and to have a maternal and child bonding that supersedes any type of addiction. So that's our goal, right?
Okay.
A typical workday for me, though,
Yeah.
I don't have a typical workday.
I'm sure you don't.
I don't have a typical workday. I manage 4 different programs at our in our department.
Okay.
And so every day for me is completely different.
Okay.
I enjoy the work that I do. I enjoy the moms that I work with. And I have this amazing staff that allows me to enjoy what I do.
I love it. So program director, you have a staff of how many people?
So total out of all 4 programs, 16 staff.
Okay.
But with this particular program, Transforming Lives, it's 2 and myself.
Okay. And so what hats then do your staff members wear?
So my amazing Transforming Lives staff.
Hey guys, heard that shout out?
I have 2.
Okay.
Allison and Tanya. They are both doulas, and they are certified peer recovery specialists.
For anyone out here who doesn't know, what is a doula, Siobhan?
So a doula is non-medical support for mom when she's pregnant. So pregnant and postpartum.
Okay.
So we are there for every type of support that the mom needs.
Wow.
So anything from comfort measures to understanding how to care for a baby, because a lot of our moms are very young or it's their first child. So a lot of them have never been around babies, right? So we are teaching them how to become mothers, how to have a maternal attachment, what that means, how important that is for the baby. We're teaching breastfeeding. We're teaching comfort measures for birth. We're there at the births.
Wow.
So they call us when they're in labor or when they think they're in labor. My wonderful doulas will assess them to see if it's time to go. And we're there for support for them physically, emotionally.
Wow.
They go through so much during births, right? So we are just there to lend that support and to be that educational knowledge for them when they don't understand the terminologies that the doctors are using. So just so
big.
much. Doulas are amazing, and
wow.
every person should have a doula. Every pregnant mother should have a doula.
You
because
hear
doulas
that?
rock.
Get a doula.
Get a doula.
Do you have any experience with a doula, or do you want to know more about doulas? Call in the next 20 minutes to our show, 312-738-1060, and you can ask Siobhan more about
Try to
doulas.
answer as best as I can.
Absolutely. So how long have you been in this line of work, Siobhan?
So I've been in social services for about 15 years, but as far as doula and Catholic Charities, I've been there for 5 years.
Okay. Really cool.
Yeah.
So Siobhan, we talk a lot about like opioid use on the show and in a lot of the work that we do outside of the show too. Can you give us some statistics or maybe some information around women who are pregnant and using opioids?
So what we've discovered when we were approached with this grant opportunity, what we discovered and what the CDC discovered is that it has tripled opiate use in
Really?
pregnant
Yeah.
mothers has tripled
Since
I believe it was 1999.
okay.
Okay, and so that is a big problem because now we're having unhealthy babies born with addictions.
Okay.
And the causes of those type of addictions could be like low birth weight for the babies, mom going into preterm labor. We are working with moms right now and we're trying to keep them on methadone because we know that if they are not on methadone while they're pregnant, they can actually have a miscarriage from the baby. So we want to make sure, and the programs in Illinois Department of Human Services wanted to kind of tap into this industry and say, what can we do to help, right?
So there is an impact on mothers who are opioid dependent. So the opioids do have an impact on the pregnancy, but there is medication for women if they want to get off of, if they're doing like street heroin or...
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. And so we make sure that our moms are receiving treatment because the ultimate outcome is to have a healthy baby. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To have a healthy pregnancy, as healthy as the baby can get. Right.
Yeah, of course.
And I imagine that, so we work in outreach, so we do a lot of outreach, and we know through a lot of data that there's a lot of stigma with drug use, and we imagine that pregnant mothers experience a lot of stigma. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
Especially for those who are dependent on opioids.
Sure. Yeah. Well, the thing is, stigmatism can come from anywhere. Sure. So I think the biggest fear for the pregnant moms is DCFS involvement.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we hear a lot of, a lot of the moms are apprehensive to get in contact with us or to call us because they think, well, I'm pregnant.
Sure.
They're going to take my baby away from me. But we are not here for that.
Right.
Our program is here for the complete opposite reason, right? And that's to help so that we can show whoever it is that we need to show, whether it's DCFS or if it's the courts, if they may have a record or something, to show that this mom is really trying.
Yeah.
She is dedicated to our program. She is participating in. She's an active participant, right, in our program. And we're here to support her, and we believe in her, and we want to keep this family together.
And showing that a person who might be using opioids doesn't mean that you're a bad parent.
Absolutely.
Right. Especially if you have a dependence. You're not a bad parent.
Right. And what we're learning, too, is that all of our moms, they have had some type of trauma, right, to lead to them even wanting to use the opiate. So it is not just I'm doing this for recreation.
Sure.
The moms that we come in contact with have really suffered some trauma. And so because of the trauma, they have found that using opiates is a good way to cope.
Yeah.
So we are really just trying to help show them that the importance of the bond between themselves and their baby is the most important.
Absolutely. That's great work. Yeah.
Really great work. So how do mothers typically on the opioids, how do they receive your services? Are they welcoming? Is there resistance sometimes? What's that like?
It can be a little bit of both. So we have partnered with the Cook County Jail pilot program with the Social Justice Department at Cook County Jail. Okay. And we have had great success with that program because they refer to us when a mom comes in and she qualifies for our program.
Okay.
So it could be any age mom. She just has to have a documented opiate use.
Okay.
And she can be pregnant, any amount of months pregnant, and she can have a baby that is 3 months. And we would provide home visiting services for her, doula services for her, MAT services, we don't provide the actual MAT services, we refer out, but we monitor it for her. Okay. And so the jail has done a great job at sharing our information, right, in the services that we provide. And so when they share that information, the moms seem to really want to be involved. So our doulas go to the jail once a week to host groups with these moms.
That's incredible, yeah.
And so they see us, we have a presence, right? And so then when they're released, they're more likely to come into our program. We also have an extensive outreach program that we kind of developed to where maybe one doula will go to this side of town and talk to substance abuse clinics and hospitals, and another doula will go somewhere else, and I'd go somewhere else.
Wow.
And we'd be all over the place, talking to people about our program to try to get the word out there that we're there.
Yeah.
And then so more people are kind of committing our program to memory. They're saying, hey, Catholic Charities has that program that helps the moms with opiate use. Are you pregnant? Oh, let's call Catholic Charities. So we're now starting to get referrals for our programs. So it's when they come in, we absolutely let them know that we are not there to judge them. That this is a no judgment zone. We are there to help with Catholic Charities' mission to help anyone in need. Right? And that's what we do. And that's our main focus.
And you had said earlier that this was a grant position. Is this a relatively new grant program?
This is a really new grant. Actually, we just rolled out in July.
Oh, wow.
And so this is the baby program.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Siobhan.
and so right now we are still trying so hard to develop relationships with literally everyone.
Well, we are happy to have you here. What great time.
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Yeah, so we've only been up and running for about 9 months.
Okay.
And
9 months.
This is the baby, right?
And all
literally
that
the baby.
Yeah. So far so good. We have great clients right now. We've had our first birth of our program.
Oh, wow.
So that was exciting in January. Miss Tanya, my wonderful doula, had her first birth in January.
Which we have in the green room.
Hi there, Miss Tanya in the green room. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So this is your baby. Talk to us a little bit about, and this sounds like great work, why is this so important in neighborhoods like the South Side of Chicago, and particularly out west, our audience of our show? Why is this such important work during the midst of this crisis?
Well, this is important work because we're bringing babies into the world. Okay, so we have to make sure that we.
For that.
Yeah, no, me too. I love babies. I love children. I started out teaching when I first graduated college, but I just kind of graduated into other stuff. But my love is for children, and my love is for babies. And so when I see the need, and my department director, Miss Velma Brown Walker, she's amazing. I love her. She has a vision, right, of what maternal and child health really looks like, what's defined, right? And so we take Catholic Charities' mission, we sit down and we collaborate, and we really talk about the needs of the community. And one of the needs, the greatest needs, right, of the community is our children and our pregnant mothers. And they just don't have the resources, and a lot of them don't know about the resources that we have, right? And so with Catholic Charities having a great reputation in the community already, just adding this program just means that we are out here, and when I'm telling you we're out here servicing everybody, every pregnant mother we can, we are really trying to service every pregnant mother that we can.
What a big deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And kind of along the lines of that, so we typically are trying to reach people on the west side. So how can anybody who's interested in these programs on the west side connect with your program?
So we are all over Cook County.
Okay.
Wonderful. Good news.
We are south, north, east, and west.
Okay. Covering all bases.
So they can contact Catholic Charities, right?
Okay.
Our main number is 312-655-6500.
Okay.
But our direct office number, if they want to get in contact with one of our doulas or one of myself, maybe it's a community organizer, a director or something, our phone number is 773-997-0155, I think.
Don't
quote me on that number.
We'll figure it out.
But CatholicCharities.net will tell you everything.
Everything you need to know. That's wonderful. Wow. So then there are young adults all over from different demographics and geographic areas who can use your services.
Absolutely.
That is amazing.
And there is no age barrier.
Really?
That's really incredible.
No age
So if I'm a
barrier.
teenage mom, 16, 17 years old on the west side of Chicago on North Lawndale, I can come to you.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Or if you're a 45-year-old mom, we have moms who are much older in our program, who are first-time mothers, who have been opiate addicted to come and get services.
So if I am underage, what about parental consent? How do we then get around
So it really is the case by case dependent, right?
Okay.
So some of the young moms are in homeless shelters and are considered dependent, right? Independent, I should say. So they can receive services. So it really just kind of depends on every situation. If the mom, if she gets out of, let's say she was incarcerated and she gets out of jail and she goes home, then of course whoever her guardian is, we'd have to,
Okay.
But it just really all kind of depends. If she's a loner or she's by herself, then she can receive service. But we don't turn anybody away.
Okay.
And even if they don't qualify for our program, we find them a program that they qualify for.
That's wonderful. Really cool.
Yeah.
And Siobhan, you said, I love hearing about all the great work that you're doing, and you said that you had your first birth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. What other successes can you tell us about your program, or anything come to mind?
So we're pretty new, right?
Okay.
And so one of the successes I guess we can talk about is a client who she was one of our jail participants, and she got out of jail and she was able to get her job back, right? And so she was able to get some stable housing and reconnect with her family. With the help of Allison, she was able to, once again, kind of integrate herself back in the community.
Yeah.
So we do have a couple of stories of success.
great.
We don't have very many clients right now, which is what, hopefully we'll get more in the near future. But we have had small successes like the birth and the mom and things like that.
And those need to be celebrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, we celebrate.
A
That's
January
wonderful,
baby.
Yeah, we had a January baby.
A Capricorn baby.
Right.
What advice do you have for pregnant women who are using opioids?
So what I would really say is to get yourself some help. Not everyone here is to judge, especially those of us from Catholic Charities. We have an amazing program. Supra and Illinois Department of Human Services and our grant executive, Lisa Cohen, she really, really believes in our program. She believes enough in our program that she allows us the freedom to provide these services because she knows and we know and my vice president knows that we really, really need to serve this community. So because we have this kind of passion about what we do, and it takes a special type of person to do this work, right?
Siobhan.
Everyone can't come in and do this work. But we all kind of have a commonality, and that's to help, to reach out, to help, to have compassion for these moms. We do understand that more than likely there's a trauma behind what's going on, and we really, really take that into consideration when we're dealing with the moms. We have been trained in so many areas, right? We've been trained in trauma, and we've been trained in crisis intervention, and we've been trained in just all kind of different things to prepare us for this role.
So then, Siobhan, the goal isn't just to get the pregnant mom or the parenting person off of the drug.
No.
It seems to be some holistic
It's
care.
very holistic.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Right. So we take a holistic approach to our services.
Okay.
We work not only with the moms and the babies, we also work with the families.
Okay.
We understand that the moms in the programs need the support of whoever is around them. So whether that is mom or grandma or boyfriend or whatever, and we're also finding that the moms who are in these programs have a boyfriend who has also had an addiction or past addiction or something like that. And so we work to get him in treatment as well. We try to find some type of partner with another organization to make sure that they have services as well. We try to provide services for who's ever responsible for this person. So just a holistic approach. The entire family, when we come in and do the home visits with the mom, we are including the grandma. We are including the dad.
Wow.
We are including the other child or the siblings or the uncles or the aunts who's in the house.
Because everyone's impacted.
Every single person in that house is impacted by what's going on. Absolutely. And so we want to make sure that we are understanding that.
Absolutely.
And we want to make sure that we are treating everyone. And if we can't provide certain things, that we find resources that can.
One special thing about the Word Out West, and we said this on our very first episode, is that us conveying the message about the opioid crisis on the west side of Chicago and other areas is important because our targeted audience is millennials. And we believe that millennials are one group of people right now on this earth who are very capable of getting ahead of the opioid crisis so that it doesn't seep into future generations.
Sure.
And so that our children and their children can say that this is something that we took care of in 2020. And we provided programs all over the city of Chicago and other inner city areas so that this doesn't continue to be a problem. So what you all are doing, birthing children into this world ahead of this crisis, to get ahead of it, is very important work. So then what can you say about the future of your work? What does this mean for the future of the little babies out west?
Yeah, well, we can't change the world,
We
right?
can't.
But we can change the world one person at a time.
I believe so.
Because if you are affecting one person and you are helping one person, it's a trickle-down effect.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
So that person will always talk about or will always speak to how Catholic Charities program, Transforming Lives, assisted them in getting past this rough patch in their life.
Yeah.
And so that kind of, motivates others. Then they become kind of the voice, right? So that's kind of how you spread that to where you are making an effective change, right? So we may only be contracted for 25, but that 25 can go out and change 25 more.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so
Okay.
that's kind of how we, kind of make our mark in the world, right?
Absolutely. It's important work. It's
Yeah.
important work.
And what challenges have you what resources do you think, or challenges that you have faced that you wish that you either resources you had more of or challenges that you wish would go away?
So we're new, right? So we don't have very many challenges. I would say the only thing that we're still kind of trying to learn our way and feel our way around and see what works and what doesn't work, right? But more importantly, I think the biggest thing is just to get the word out about the program.
Okay.
Not many people know that we exist, right? We just started in July, so we're fairly new. The great thing though is that we have the name Catholic Charities, right?
Yeah.
So when you talk to people it's
already
like,
know.
hey, have you heard of Catholic Charities? Oh yeah,
course.
that I was adopted through Catholic Charities, or
Wow.
this. I hear every time I go somewhere and talk about Catholic Charities, people tell me a story about
Really?
Catholic
Oh, I
Charities.
can believe it.
Yeah,
I can believe it's a staple in American home.
Yeah. So we provided so many services right around the city of Chicago and in other counties, but more importantly, we just want to get the word out. We want people to understand what we do and get more referrals from different organizations that serve the population that qualifies for our programs. So that is the biggest, that's the focus and the goal right now is to have these organizations and these hospitals and all these different places commit us to memory.
Okay.
So when they run across a mom who has an opiate addiction and maybe is pregnant and maybe she just found out she's pregnant and she didn't know she was pregnant and she's afraid, they can call us. She can be 2 weeks pregnant and we'd be able to totally be there to support her entire pregnancy, to make sure that she's doing what she needs to do, to make sure that she has all the resources that she needs to succeed.
Wow.
Right?
And you have openings right now for your program?
We do have openings.
All
for our
right, let's
program.
talk to our audience in our
Yeah.
last few minutes about openings. How can they find you and what can they do?
So, like I said, we are Catholic Charities. They can go to CatholicCharities.net. They can call the hotline, the intake hotline, which is the 312-655-7500. We are at the Giordano E. Ford Center. It's on 112th in Michigan, 11255 South Michigan. In the lower level, many people know that building as the WIC building, but we are in the lower level of the WIC building. they can come in and ask for any services. So there's a wide array of services in our building for they're all maternal and child health, right?
Okay.
So we have a better birth outcome program, which is for high risk moms who are pregnant. We have another program, family case management, which deals with all of the moms and babies up until 1 year of age. Of course, we have my program, the Roseland Adolescent Parenting Program, and the Augill Adolescent Parenting Program, the Transforming Lives program, and then I have another program out this way. It's also a parenting program. It's called West Suburban Parenting Program.
Nice.
And that program is not for moms with opiate addiction, but just for moms who are pregnant and parenting, period.
Okay.
So it's like a one-stop shop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you will come downstairs and qualify for one of those
I
programs.
see. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
We were so happy to talk with you today, Siobhan.
Yeah, thank you for
Such
having
great
me.
work.
Yeah, thank you
Oh,
for
my
having me.
goodness.
Beautiful work.
We're very proud of your work, and
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for being here.
Thank
Siobhan
you.
Parker of Catholic Charities. Please be in touch with her. If you know anyone struggling with opioids and they're currently pregnant, Siobhan Parker and her program at Catholic Charities would love to be of assistance. Thank you so much. And this is just show one of our all women series that we're going to do
All right.
this month
Women
because
rock.
it's Women's Month. So
All right.
Women's Rock.
Yeah.
So Siobhan, you're our first woman.
Oh, first
Hello.
woman.
Thank you so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned for the Word Out West, and we'll see you with our next woman next Monday at 5. Enjoy your day. Thank you.